G'day guys, back here with the 261. This is the final installment of the build. So my aim here is to finish off a few small details that it needs, like the pull start, the I'll just get straight into it. So the pull start, the chain tensioner, dogs, side covers, top covers, all that sort of thing, and then we will put a bar on it. Got a brand new bar for it. Chuck a train on it, gas it up, bit of bar oil in there, and we'll fire it up live on camera. Okay, so we will see if I've actually done a good build straight away with no editing and no tricks and everything like that. We'll just start her up and go for it, which will be an interesting thing. Hopefully I have done that, you know. Hopefully this is a good build and everything's right, and you know, there's very little troubleshooting to do. But if there is troubleshooting, we'll talk about that too, maybe on the next video, and we'll walk through where I went wrong, why there's trouble, how to shoot it, and we'll just muddle through that together as well, which will be really good. So yeah, without too much more nonsense, we'll travel forward and get into this. So obviously I can't put the tensioner on first because that's on there, so that'll be one of the last things we do, probably even the dogs. So there's actually little more I can do on the saw building jig. So let's chuck this side cover on, the pull start, and it's upside down for you guys, but it's, you know, it works all the same way. So that just fits in there like that. It has this funny looking screw with a cup that goes into this top chain brake section, and I normally for these pull starts, I'll just chuck a couple of screws in on the diagonal, so one on the other opposite side back here, just to align it. And then you can pretty much, once that's done, you can pretty much tension them down. And the reason I'm doing this without putting the top cover on first, which is sort of a natural thing to do, is this screw here is covered by the top cover, so if you try to put it on afterwards, you can't get to that and you have to take the top cover off anyway. Whew, man, it's been a big week, guys. Big week at work. Lots going on, which is cool. It's the end of the year, so everything just goes a bit crazy, but cool at the same time. It's good to be busy, it's good to have a job, it's good to be in New Zealand at this present time and free to be mostly normal with life, as we all know what's going on in the world. So very blessed, very blessed, very blessed. And if you're in a situation at the moment, you're watching this video and you might be in a lockdown or something like that, yeah, my thoughts are with you guys, and I hope you get through everything all right. Just yeah, keep that social distancing going, wear your masks, do the sensible stuff, guys. That's how New Zealand sorted that out, all right? And we're still going strong on it. We have a few blips every now and then, but you know, for the most part, we're pretty good. And that's because I think of a sensible government doing sensible things. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, no, enough about all that. We'll get on with more building. All right, where's my scrunch? So I'm just going to take this off the jig now because I cannot really do too much more on the jig. The saw is built. Which is cool, So off the jig it comes, that goes out of the way. That'll be alright like that. Yeah, so end of the year, looking at Christmas and things like that. Pretty cool. I'm stoked to be coming into a time where I can have some time off and stuff like that. It'd be really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that top cover up underneath there. You guys see that? Oh yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So we're just looking at the chain tensioner side of things. I haven't put one of these in for a while, so I'll probably botch it up, but all good. We'll get there. Right. So you got this little plastic bit. All right, and it's got a little that on there, and that just clicks into there like that. That whole unit, like that, and that's the actual tensioner. So that seats in first. Sure it does. Flip, is that tensioner looks too long for there. No, it's not. It's not. Where's my hammer? It just needs a tap there. Just a little tap. Just getting that plastic thing in place. Alright, once that's in place, we've got all these parts here, and this has got an O-ring in the bottom of it. You want to make sure you've got that O-ring in there, so it fits nice and snug on this piece here. And this whole section actually can come apart. It's just a bit stuck for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So it boom. Goes in there. We need some grease. Where's my grease? Where's my grease? Man, what have I done with it? Can't see my grease anywhere. Usually just right here. Oh, that's really weird, guys. My grease is just usually just right there. I can't see it anywhere. Sorry about this. It's probably right under my nose. Oh, it's just past the camera over here, just standing in plain sight. Of course I can't find it when it's in plain sight. So anyway, I just greased this up in here. Good glob of grease. All right, and that goes onto there. And squishes down. And you'll hear the grease popping and squishing a bit. But that's all good. So that goes onto there. Then we've got a very small T27 going into there. Sorry if that's in the way, but that just screws into there. You'll see it in a second. To hold that all down. Okay, so you got your screw in there, this bit over the top of your tensioner. Pretty easy really, pretty straightforward. There's nothing too much that's a mystery about that. Then your guard plate goes over that, and then you get another T27 to pop in here. Hold that on. Actually, this is the wrong size one. I'm just gonna find another one of those little ones, I think. And I thought this would be the right size one because it's the right size one for my 4.6, but of course the 4.6 is a bigger saw, isn't it? Just grabbing the box parts. course I put the parts way on the other side of the bench where I can't get them readily. So this is a box of spare 261 parts that I've got from a broken saw. One that got a tree dropped on it, which is what I've built. This saw out of. So yeah, this is a 2-into-1 saw, which is cool. It's cool. I like the idea of when you've got a broken part saw like that, and you know, you've got two saws and you can build them into one. I like the idea of that, and it's fun strapping them down to achieve that. There we go, that's better. That screws heaps better in there. So that was that same size screw as it went into the chain tensioner. So that's all done now. We're ready for dogs. So it's just got some a little dog, or fouling spikes, or whatever you want to call them. That can go back in there. And that just goes down in here. Like that. Sorry, I'll let you see in a second. It's a bit hard to so I just put that there to hold the dog in place down there. And then the top one has a 8mm nut that goes on the back of it when the dog sits behind the casing here. So you can see it there. It sits behind there. This goes through here, and you can use a socket or something like that for to do this with, but I prefer just to get my pliers. Some saws is different. Some saws I can get my 8mm Stihl hex in there, but I prefer for that little nut just to use this and hold it there, and get it going. Grip on that. Okay, so that's in place now. I'll just tighten up that bottom one. Tighten. And that's the dogs done. Right, so that's the dogs done, too easy. The side of the saw is now complete. All we've got is the bar cover and the top cover to go. So let's chuck our top cover on. And of course, being the professional model, I've just got these black little clippy ones down there, and you can just use your scrunch. You don't have to use a T27. Which is quite handy in my opinion, like you do on the Farmer Ranch range of Stihls. And they just click down, push down, find them, push down, click. Too easy. So that's gold, that's done. Now we've just got bar and chain, so let's do that. Let's make sure the chain's untangled, which it's not. Doing some chain gymnastics there. Right, it's got a few stiff links in it actually. As we tension it, I might just put some WD-40 on there. This new Stihl bar. So this is an actual bar for a M261, you can see the part number on that there. And we'll just break this baby up. Gotta love a new bar, eh? Gotta love a new bar. Look at that. Oh yeah. Shiny, new, awesome. Barness, stillness. Great stuff. And we'll put it with the writing up the right way to start its life. Can go any way. I hope you guys know that. I hope you guys know to flip your bars as well. I'm sure you do. Most of you seem to be all saw nuts that are on my channel having a look. Man, this has got a few stiff links in it. It's not going to tension very well, but we will sort that as we go. So yeah, the bar goes on. I'm just gonna flip this around because I find it quite hard to do when you're putting a bar. I mean, if you're watching my channel, you know how to put a bar on. I probably don't have to show you that, but yeah, I find it quite hard to do upside down and back to front. As you can imagine, right, that tensioner needs to come back. I'm just going to adjust that tensioner back. Let's go bar on. Look at that. Look at it. So nice. Oh yeah. Hopefully this all fires now. That's going to be the icing on the cake, isn't it? Tension needs to come back a lot more. Yeah, is this the right chain for it? I think so. Yep, I think so. Pretty sure. Balance that there, and I'll grab the side cover. So this is the ProSaw side cover, and it's got these captured nuts on the side of it. So you just slide that on now. I'll show you the finished go in a second. You can fit a double set of felling spikes to this saw as well. I used to have a double set on my 026, which is cool for a while, but then mate needed a new set on his saw, so I chuck them on there for him because I got some oversized ones and they were ridiculous. You can probably see it in previous videos way back, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool fun having just a monster sized dogs on my saw for a while. So yeah, tension it up. Chain tension is just snugging up the bottom there, so you can just see the bottom of the chain rise up and the top of the chain rise up into the bottom of the bar there, and make sure you're lifting that bar at the same time when you're tensioning it. And the chain should spin relatively free on that. That's odd, why is that? That's really odd. Why is that chain spinning like that? Should be free. The chain's turning the whole. Can you hear that? The chain's turning the whole crank. that shouldn't be happening. There's no chain brake on, nothing like that. That's not a good thing, so we've got to troubleshoot that straight away. Bar comes back off. That shouldn't be happening. It should be free spinning. The clutch should be free spinning. And there should be no binding on that crankshaft until the clutch spins up, you know. So, here's our first troubleshooting before we even get to starting the saw. So let's get this clutch off. Let's see what's going on. Come on, C-clip. Don't be like that. Now that C-clip's ruined. Get another one. Okay. It's all free spinning. Oh, the clutch had come right out. That's unusual. Maybe I didn't screw the clutch down properly. That's about as much as it needs. Just going to put a bit more grease on that needle cage bearing. Don't know why the clutch was sitting like that. Okay. This clutch just feels so like glidey. I'm sure I cleaned it, but hey, we'll just put some brake cleaner on it. Give it a wipe out. Here's my little scraper. I mean, if this drum gives us issues, guys, we've got another one there anyway, I think. It's just a bit of a build-up of residue and stuff like that on that edge of the clutch, so I usually clean off. I didn't think it was too bad, but that's a lot better now. Put that back on. That feels better. That feels better. Alright, sprocket back on. C-clip. New C-clip. On there. definitely makes it, these washers, cup washers like this, they definitely make it hard for the C-clip to get down into there, that's for sure. Crikey, that is really hard. I'm just going to put a hammer on the back of that. Boom, in. Right. Right, so hopefully, I'm going to put the bar on now. We haven't got all that going on. And I'm just going to spray that chain down now with some WD-40. Just to free up a few links and stuff like that. The chain back the right way. Right, chain goes back on. That just sits there. Cover goes back on. Just working down here on the saw. Actually, I'll turn it. Hang on. I'll turn the saw the other way so you can sort of see what I'm doing. My boys are mucking around in the hallway. I can hear them mucking around. This is the way I said I couldn't do it before. Anyway, we're sort of working down here. So when I am tensioning up a bar, I'll just make these sort of just not nip up, but you know, just slightly, and I'm always pulling that bar up like that, and I'm looking for a bit of, see all that loose chain down there, see how that's, you see how far that is off the bar there. So now I'm just going to tension her up like that while I'm holding the bar up, and let that chain just come snug up into the, that's just snug, and then we can retension, retighten, or tighten these up. Have yourselves a bar on. Now that chain's a bit stiff, so it may not spin too well. But once yeah, it's about the right tension. I know it looks a bit stiff, but yeah. It's probably, it probably is fractionally too tight. Yeah, it is a bit too tight, so we'll just loosen that off a bit. But it's gonna, I might keep it there because I know it needs to. It'll loosen up. It'll sit right. That'll be alright for now. Just because there's some stiff links in there, and I want them to free up. Once the bar oil gets in there and that all frees up, it's WD-40 on there. It'll be fine. Usually I don't have it that stiff. Usually the chain can run a bit more freer than that. But for this purpose of getting that chain some life back into those stiff links again. We'll just run it like that. And we can no longer hear, it's not pulling over the whole thing again, so all that gunk in that, all the gunk inside that clutch, that for troubleshooting, that was hitting on the clutch and turning the whole clutch and actually unscrewing it and doing all sorts of things to it. So that is fixed now. So we're at the fuel up stage. So let's do that. Let's do that. And let's give it a good start in life. Let's go to a good start in life. The good old drinker motor mix, Stihl's motor mix. So this is Stihl's premium ethanol free 2-stroke mix. And then it goes with a bit of drink of that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do for what we're doing. And then it also needs some bar oil. So in goes Stihl's. This is the Bio Plus. Good for the environment. We'll just give it a drink of that as well. It's more expensive. All this stuff is more expensive, of course. I'm not going to give it too much of that because I'm not actually going to cut with this saw. Just make sure it runs and then it'll go back to its owners. So I need to drink of that. And put the cap on so I don't spill it everywhere. And the same for the fuel cap, which I am known to do from time to time. So yeah, now we are at a startup, okay? So I'm going to run it through its startup cycle, which for an M-tronic just has the one down position. All right, so you here and down, boom, like that, okay? And that's ready to go. Decomp on these as well if you want. They don't really need it. It's a small saw. So we're going to fire this up and just see how it runs. I will talk about, after this, I just want to see if this starts. I will talk about doing a reset on the M-tronics, which I've read up about on a Stihl website. Okay. Here we go. That was successful. I know, I'm surprised too. I'm just going to open up the garage because it's going to be a bit brighter in here, but I've just filled this with 2 strokes, so I'm not too keen on standing in it. So that's that saw all done. I will do an M-tronic reset on this. So what that involves is you put it in that choke position, or that start position, which is down the bottom there, all right? And you start it and you leave it there for 90 seconds. Okay, so that's a minute 30? Yeah, minute 30. And you leave it like that for 90 seconds, and then when it hits that 90-second mark, you don't blip the throttle, you don't touch the throttle, you just take it straight into this off position, all right? And with the M-tronics, they flick back, but you just boom, off, all right? And that's all you do. So that is how you do a reset on M-tronics. That's from Stihl website. I think it was a Stihl UK website. Now it's different if you've got a 462 or a 500i. It's different. There's a different process for it. So please look that up. I didn't bother with that because I wasn't interested. I haven't worked on a 462. I haven't worked on a 500i. So once I do, I might read those resets if I'm doing it, but yeah, it'll take a while for those type of saws to start filtering through into my hands. But for the most part now, this saw is done, it's complete. Really happy with the build, it's gone really well. And we have a working saw again, two saws into one. This has been the MS261C M-tronic rebuild, and I'm wrapped to bits with it. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your comments. If you've seen a few of my videos now, it might pay to hit that subscribe button, just so you can catch up on what's going on. There's going to be more videos coming up on what we're doing in property, and of course the next build we're going into is the 460. And my mate's just been away on an ARB thing, so for where I get all the maintenance saws from. So hopefully I'll be able to chuck a few saws on and we'll go through some troubleshooting maintenance issues on saws. So, because they would have broken a few, hopefully, because yeah, that'd be good. But yeah, apart from that, we're going to wrap the video up now. Say thanks for watching. Stihl for life, and we'll catch you later. See you.